The process of filming our preliminary task and the Wilderness Woods piece really helped our group in improving our technical skills and the way we worked as a group.
We studied our preliminary task after it had been exported and decided we were happy with the certain aspects of production, such as composition and editing, but unhappy with a lot of it too, such as the sound and the acting.
The acting was a problem we would face throughout the piece, and we came to accept that we risked a stiff performance as we have limited acting experience, except as we filmed the final piece, both the first and final times, that Alex's acting had improved tenfold to a level where he could give a convincing emotional performance.
To improve the sound in the final piece, we decided we would have to use a better microphone than the standard in-camera mic, so we got hold of a Rode shotgun microphone, which gave much cleaner dialogue than in the preliminary task. Interestingly, there was a significant error in the production process that meant we had to dub the sounds back over the piece, which ironically produced the cleanest dialogue possible.
I spent a lot of time looking for fitting soundtracks that were the perfect balance of subtle and tense, eventually landing on an ambient, low piece that really emphasized the darkness of the character's situation. Teddy Bear's Picnic originally started as a joke, however, we soon realized how effective it was at creating a really disturbing and sickening effect.
We made sure to give the protagonist prevalence of screen time in our final piece. We knew that the almost equal screen time given to the characters intentionally made guessing who the character was even more confusing. We also attempted to create more character exposition through the repeated use of close-up shots.
We felt that we used props effectively in the preliminary task, which is something we wanted to replicate for the final piece, so we carefully considered the use of costume and the Polaroids, etc. All the small details we thought would help to further the storyline.
We were all very happy with the end result of the 5 cut onto the hand, as we had had no past experience with prosthetics, so we thought the outcome was nearly miraculous.
We really made an effort to work on the lighting in the final piece, as we thought we could make it look a lot more professional than in our preliminary task, as we had more time to prepare and more control over the lighting setup. We used a mobile lighting rig as a fill light and catch light, which really made some of the shots look all that more impactful.
The extra time spent planning and preparing for a final piece meant we could use more equipment to achieve even more visually professional shots. For example, we used a track and dolly for the walking section, a homemade fig rig for when the protagonist faints, and a tripod for the sleeping shots.
We made a conscious effort to match the purpose of the shot with the way it was shot. For example, we used a tripod when the character is sleeping to reflect the stillness and peace he experiences. High-angle shots make him seem weak and vulnerable, and low-angle shots make him seem more powerful towards the end.
We experimented with montage sequences in our final piece, which we thought were an effective way of suggesting the incident happening to the protagonist was more sinister than ordinary memory loss. We made sure to consider the pace of editing and the impact it has on the tension of the scene, which we learned could be very effective in our Wilderness Woods piece.
We had the luxury of shooting indoors in a flat, which allowed us to control the lighting conditions far more effectively than in a preliminary task, but we only had the options of lights on or lights off. The Wilderness Woods task was even more challenging to light because the intermittent tree coverage produced undesirable lighting.
We all thoroughly enjoyed working as a team, and we hope to go on to bigger and better filming projects together soon.